Hello everybody, this is Xia Taptara speaking. Today I am going to show you how to draw a portrait. The first two episodes was this portrait or drawing the portrait. In this one it's going to be 3/4. The two previous episodes were frontal, but the second one was a little tilt up, I think. So you see the nostril a little bit, and this one will be like 3/4. So they're slightly different than just 3/4 in front are different, and sometimes you get a little subtlety of like if my head was tilting, right? Some of the arranging of the object in space are different. So you're gonna have to kind of observe which angle part or which part or which plane would you see. Like if I tilt down, then you won't see my nostril. If I look up, then you see my nostril. Things like that. Or if I go here, you will see like eyes and eyes. So you have to kind of observe when you're drawing a portrait. So it's kind of like a pretty straightforward, but if you have to imagine and draw them without any reference, then that's gonna be quite a bit of challenge if you don't have enough time to practice on all those things. So it's best to practice with some reference, and then after you get used to them, you will actually know how to do the certain way, certain angle of the portrait. Sorry. And also, I will upload the video maybe 10 or 15 minutes after this. It will be coloring over this line draw. So you can also look at that also. It will be in Procreate. But this video is done in Procreate, but you can use any program like pencil and paper. Oh, like I said, any program would work just fine. They're just a line. They're not nothing fancy. You can use pencil and paper. It will achieve the same thing. And that's how I started. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to draw on the computer. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Do you have any comment? If you have any comment and comment. If you have any question, comment down below. And if you don't, then you can just say hi down below. And all right, well, enjoy the tutorial. All right, so this is another portrait tutorial. This one is 3/4. I'm just going to try to break down my thought process, and then you guys will see the actual drawing afterwards, and I'll try to comment on it and try to explain to you as much as I can. So basically, like I explained in another video, we usually, so this one is pretty straightforward. The head is not tilting up or down as much. You see the top of the head a little bit, probably this part here, the top plane, right? Then when I usually break it down, I try to look at it as like a box first and trying to find the three-dimensional space, and then those head will be inside the box, right? So if I break it down here from the top, I have this, I don't know if you can see it. I'm gonna have to make a bigger brush. Skull shape, right? And then I'll find the middle line, and then I will try to find in between those midline from the top of the head to the bottom of your chin, halfway of that. It's gonna be where the eyes, but halfway you have to consider the gap of how tall your eyes are. So this is where the halfway is, and a lot of time it's not quite a straight line, right? But you have to get the straight line first so you can know where to situate it. Basically, it will be more like, because your face is not, say if you draw the top view of the face, your face is kind of like a little round, it's not flat, right? So these are gonna have to be slightly round, but you draw the straight line first so you can get an idea of how tall your eye is gonna be, and then you can move forward with the establishing construction line. All right, now the nose is going, the bottom of the nose is going to be halfway in between your eyes and the bottom of your chin, right? So there it is. Usually it's right where, if you draw a circular, most of the time I find that it's kind of where it's intersect a lot of times, not always. And then your lips is gonna be anywhere in between that space of the halfway from the bottom of your nose to your bottom of your chin. So it can be lower because that's your mandible jawline, right? So knowing that should kind of get you started on the face. And if I take that image out, oh, I forgot to draw that jawline here. Oh, and then one other thing is when you find a middle section of the face and you draw the jawline and add the neck, you will want to find the edge of the plane, which means wherever this plane is turning to the side, right? Because that's your head and that's where your eye sockets are, and that's your nose, right? So this area is going to be very important because you're going to want to put your facial feature on these plane, and that cross, usually when I draw the head, I have that cross so I know which direction of the head is looking at, right? So, and if I draw up and I know which direction is turning, and I draw this line along with it so that I know where the edge of the face is. Usually it's right at the tail end of your eye, so that's where it is. And if I take this image out, you're gonna see that is a basic construction line. All right. Yeah, and later on I will upload this video which has a complete real-time painting in Procreate or coloring over the line, and I will explain the plane of the head along with it also. So the video should be uploading right about the same time after this one on the same day. I was planning to upload it like a couple days, but some people asked me to, like I just want to see the painting, not the drawing, which is fine. All right, so yeah, if you have any question, again, post them down below. And if you want to know more, you can go to the link down below and go find my tutorial on cubebrush.co/Xia Taptara or gumroad.com/Xia Taptara. I have like ultimate digital painting for beginners, so it has all those explanation of front view, profile, and everything, kind of like similar to this but longer, and a lot better explanation, and which include like all the figure drawing and all that stuff too. All right guys, well, let's proceed to the actual drawing. All right, so I just started pick my pencil HB, and if you notice, I'm not sure if this background is white, but I usually change the background color to 80% gray, but this time I might have not. But it's still kind of gray. I think I already did, except it didn't record. So the first line I drew is, I forgot what it was. Did I do the curve first? I think so. But you see the vertical line and the circular shape. So the vertical line are the midsection of the face, and the second vertical line on the left, they are the edge of the face. And now the line I drawn on top is basically the plane of the top of the head. So you know where the planes are, and now I start establishing the eye line, which I try to get it right around the middle of the mid height of the whole head, all the way to the chin. And the nose, as you can see, is kind of like midway between the eyes and the chin, and then the mouth line. Then I start adding the lips. So I usually try to get the position of the nose and the lip first before I going in and get the detail for the eyes. I think that depends. You can always go for the eyes area where you're going to put the eye first, but usually I try to get all the proportion or the spacing of the drawing first before I go in and try to add details, so I know where exactly they are. And once I draw those, I'm gonna try to experiment with it and moving it around, see if I can change the shape and it still looks good. And sometimes I'll use a reference, and sometimes I'll just use a reference as a reference point. So it's not a lot of time these days I'm not trying to get the likeness from the drawing, but back in the day I usually try to, sometimes I try to get the likeness, but this, if I'm using the reference, I'll try to just get the reference point of where the nose, how wide the nose would be, or changing the eyes a little bit so it doesn't look exactly like the reference. All right, so now I got the eyes and the eyebrows and all those, and I forgot to tell you guys that the width of the eyes are usually one eyeball width. So between the two eyes, you can add the third eyes, and that should equal to the spacing between the eyes, left and right. Now I'm adding a little bit of nostril, but you see that nostril from the bottom point of view, basically, kind of is a little in perspective to the plane that I'm facing now. So if you draw a circular shape, then you draw a circular shape on the plane that I'm facing down. Basically, you know what I'm talking about. So now, if you see me zooming in and out sometime, because I try to, the Apple Pencil kind of lag a little bit sometimes. I don't know why. And then sometimes I couldn't get it to move, or I couldn't get it to draw. And that's happened once in a while, not always. And now, once I have all these things in place, then I'm going to start either on the same layer, or I might make a new layer. Then I'll start drawing the actual line. And when I'm drawing this line is going to be pretty much like a finalized sort of line, trying to play with the shape of the object that I'm drawing, basically. Like right now, I'm trying to play with the bottom of the nose, and I'm trying to get the nose to be sort of like the bottom part will be kind of like a flat shape, and the side of it, try to make it a square. Not square, but a little more rectangular shape rather than a round shape. So play with it a little, and then like this. Why am I pausing? Maybe I'm talking to someone, I'm not sure. Oh, I'm trying to select the size of the pencil. At this stage, I just use pencil, the HB, all the way through, since I'm not trying to rendering or anything, so I don't need to use any brush. And we're going to be painting this portrait afterwards, or coloring over the line for this portrait. Now I'm erasing something, not sure which part, because I didn't see it. Maybe, okay, kind of tweaking the nose still, basically. All right, now I'm going to make another layer, and the reason I'm making another layer because I'm trying to get the eyes area, and if usually I will screw it up around the shape of the eyes, and because the eye has many components like the upper eyelid, the iris, the pupil, the lower eyelid, and the eyelash, and the eyebrows. So a lot of time I will separate the layer out, so it will make it easier for me if I want to take it out, or if I want to erase a certain thing, and I don't want to re-establish or redrawn the construction, the shape that constructed to begin with, or the existing shape that I drawn over. So I can always go back to the same beginning shape if I do like the beginning, the shape I have to begin with, because those details are important, but the shape of your construction line are where it's at. So because if you put them into the right place, that's mean whatever you draw on top, the chances are they are most likely going to be good, I think. Now you got the eyes. All right. So now it's time to play around with her lips. And you have to think of it like in 3/4. The mouth is kind of tricky because instead of being a straight line or both sides being equal, it's kind of going into space, and you're gonna have to deal with a little bit of perspective. Like you see the top part of the lips, the upper lips that have a little curve and a little pointy end. Then you see that one side is bigger and the other side is smaller, and then it has to kind of go into, imagine the plane that's going away, and it's reducing the size, and also the mouth line gonna have to be thicker on one side and thinner on the further away side. And now I'm trying to add I did add the eyebrows and the side of the face. Usually, if I'm drawing it on paper, I just draw a continuous line, but on the iPad and computer, it's kind of pretty slippery, so I usually have to do that dragging with really quick straight line and connected them, because I can't really do the curve because it had no friction, and I kind of need that friction to get a more accurate curve. Now, and also there are, at this point, if I am drawing the outline for the face in pencil, I could play around with the thick and thin, but since I'm going to be painting over these, I'm not going to play around with the thick and thin line. But if you want a tutorial on that, let me know on the comment below, then I will try to make them for you guys. Now you have the jawline, and I guess what we have left are the ears, and also the earlobe. The ears lining up usually on the same level as your eye. The top of your earlobe would be on the same level as the eye. So, all right. Now, this is just gonna add some hair on top. And if you see me drawing the line, you don't see me drawing the short line, right? I usually try to get the long, strokey, either straight or curve. So I'm not trying to don't do the chicken scratch. Try to go with your whole elbow or whole arm. With the iPad, this area is pretty small, so you can just use your elbow as an anchor point and just use that anchor point. Stabilize your elbow and then try to move your hand along to get those line to get it accurate. If you do it on paper, it's a lot easier, but if you're doing it on iPad, it's kind of slippery, like I said, because it has less friction, so you're gonna have to have a little more control and precision. All right, guys, I guess this is it for the drawing tutorial. And if you want to see how I color over this line, you can go to the next video tutorial that on my channel, or it might be recommended after this video, I'm not sure. If you want to see more or know more, then go to the link down below the video. You can find the Ultimate Digital Painting for Beginners, Volume 1 and Volume 2. I think those are going to be useful to you guys if you guys are interested to go further in this art realm. Okay, have a great day, guys. Enjoy.